In the heart of Central Africa lies a river unlike any other, known to the locals as Mfusha, the river of forgotten souls. For centuries, this river has been shrouded in mystery and fear, swallowing people whole without leaving a trace. The spirits of those lost are said to reside beneath its surface, trapped between life and death, their voices whispering through the misty waters. Amina was not like the other children in her village. From a young age, she had an inexplicable connection to the river. While others feared it, she was drawn to it, as if called by the voices of the lost souls that resided beneath its surface. Amina's grandmother, the village's wise woman, had always warned her to stay away, but Amina couldn't resist the pull of the river. One evening, as Amina sits by the river, she hears faint whispers. At first, she believes it to be the wind, but soon the voices become clearer. They call her by name, begging for help. Amina, both frightened and fascinated, listens intently. Amina! Amina, help us, we are trapped, free us from this curse. Amina's eyes widen as she hears the voices. The camera focuses on the river, where ghostly shapes begin to form just beneath the surface. The spirit spoke to Amina in mournful tones, each one recounting a tale of woe and loss. They had been ordinary people, farmers, hunters, mothers, and children lured to the river by a force they could not resist. Once they touched the water, there was no escape. Their bodies were never found, and their souls were condemned to an eternity of suffering. Amina is deeply moved by the spirit's plight. Despite her fear, she promises to help them, though she has no idea how. I don't know how I can help you, but I will try. I promise. Amina confides in her grandmother, telling her about the voices and the spirit's plea. Her grandmother is initially horrified, revealing that the river's curse is older than anyone can remember, and that no one has ever succeeded in freeing the trapped souls. Amina's grandmother had seen many things in her long life, but nothing frightened her more than the curse of the river of forgotten souls. She knew the stories, how those who tried to free the spirits had themselves been lost to the river. But Amina was not so easily deterred. Despite her grandmother's warnings, Amina's resolve only grows stronger. She insists on finding a way to help the spirits, believing that she was given her gift for a reason. Amina begins to research ancient rituals and forgotten lore, searching for a way to break the curse. She spends days and nights poring over her grandmother's old books and consulting with the village's elders. After days of searching, Amina found what she had been looking for, a ritual, ancient and powerful, said to have the ability to break the curse of the river. But the ritual was dangerous, requiring rare ingredients and a precise alignment of the stars. And even then, there were no guarantees. The ritual required more than just words and gestures. Amina had to gather rare herbs, stones imbued with ancient power, and the bones of a sacred animal. Each item held significance, and without them, the ritual would fail. The night of the full moon came, and the village gathered by the river to witness what many believed would be Amina's final moments. The air was heavy with anticipation, the silence broken only by the whisper of the wind and the steady beat of Amina's heart. Amina begins the ritual, chanting the ancient words as she places the ingredients into the river. The water starts to bubble and swirl, and the spirits rise from the depths, forming a circle around Amina. The malevolent force, the curser's dark heart, rose from the river's depths. It was a shadow, a whisper, a nightmare-giving form. It had kept the spirits trapped for centuries, feeding on their despair, and it would not let them go easily. Foolish girl, you cannot break this curse. You will join the others, forever. Amina knew what she had to do. The curse could only be broken by a willing sacrifice, a soul pure and untainted by the darkness. With a final, tearful glance at her grandmother, Amina stepped into the river, the shadow consuming her as she channeled the spirit's power. It was the only way. With Amina's sacrifice, the curse was broken. The malevolent force was destroyed, and the spirits were finally free. Their voices filled the night air with a song of peace, a song of thanks to the brave girl who had given everything to save them. Amina, you're alive. The spirits, they saved you. The river was no longer a place of fear. It had been transformed, a symbol of peace and redemption. The villagers no longer avoided it, and Amina became a hero, her name whispered in reverence by all who knew her story. But Amina remained humble, knowing that the spirit's peace was worth any sacrifice. Amina had done what no one else could. She had freed the souls of the forgotten and brought peace to a cursed river. Her story would be told for generations, a tale of bravery, sacrifice, and the enduring power of the human spirit.